Non-conventional warfare and treason, the case of ideological destabilization. Treason in the United States is narrowly and precisely defined under Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution and Federal Statute 18 U.S.C. Section 2381. It requires an act of levying war against the U.S. or adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort with intent to betray the nation. Proof demands either the testimony of two witnesses to an overt act or a confession in open court. This high bar protects citizens from politically motivated charges but limits treason prosecution to the most serious offenses. Traditional understandings of treason involve armed conflict or direct collaboration with a hostile foreign state engaged in war against the U.S. However, modern threats often take more subtle and complex forms. One growing concern is the use of non-conventional warfare techniques aimed at destabilizing Western societies by eroding foundational political, cultural, and social beliefs. A compelling example for analysis is the Muslim Brotherhood, a transnational Sunni Islamist organization active in countries such as Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. Though not a foreign government or formally designated terrorist group in the U.S., the Brotherhood pursues long-term political and cultural influence through social and ideological means. This raises a critical question: could the Muslim Brotherhood's strategy of covert infiltration, ideological propagation, and subversive influence be considered a form of non-conventional warfare designed to destabilize and ultimately replace quintessential Western political and cultural beliefs? This question gains urgency when considering the broad spectrum of tactics involved. These may include covert funding of political campaigns, disinformation operations aimed at sowing division, demographic strategies encouraging migration to shift cultural majorities, and the promotion of religious or social doctrines challenging secular democratic norms. Unlike conventional warfare, these methods do not require traditional armed conflict or overt acts of violence. Instead, they exploit legal gray areas and democratic openness to slowly erode institutional trust and social cohesion. Election interference campaigns, for example, while criminal, rarely meet the constitutional definition of treason unless tied to an enemy state engaged in war. The legal challenge arises in classifying such acts as political crimes prosecutable under statutes related to fraud, foreign influence, and election law, or as national security threats rising to the level of treason. The Brotherhood's non-state status further complicates matters, as treason requires enemies to be foreign states. Yet if such groups act as proxies for hostile governments, facilitating infiltration or destabilization efforts such as flooding a country with military-aged men trained for subversive acts, these actions could cross into treason territory.